didn't just listen to the last thing you said.
I could tell because I'm like, you know that.
I was like thinking about what I do want for food. I was like, what should I say after we get off here where I want to go?
Welcome to Pelvic POV with your hosts and doctors of physical therapy, Amanda Neary and Hannah Meyer. Hey, pelvic freaks. Welcome back to another episode of Pelvic POV.
We're your freaks for us and we're freaks for your pelvis, baby.
Okay, I have an exciting thing to talk about. So, well, exciting might not be the right word, but do you remember a few weeks ago when we were talking about breast exams and like how not to gaslight ourselves when we're doing them?
I do.
I had my annual at the Gyno like the day after we filmed that episode or whenever it was. It was like within that week. And I asked her the same question. She was doing the breast exam. And I was like, so how do I do this at home and not like freak myself out? And she was like, oh, good question. You don't. And I was like, whoa, what? And she was like, we don't formally recommend people doing self breast exams anymore because the only outcome that they like increase is people getting unnecessary biopsies.
Dude, thank God.
Because people like feel something that could be like perfectly normal and then get it biopsied. And it's not increasing the likelihood of catching breast cancer early.
Well, dude, that's thank God, because when we were doing that episode, I literally was like, yeah, I don't know what I'm looking for when I'm poking around in there.
Yeah.
Ever. Like, I feel like even like right now palpating, I'm like, is this a lump or no? Mm-hmm. Well, good tip.
And she just said like the only formal advice is go get it done professionally annually. So like as long as you're getting your annual breast exam done, you're fine.
The way I need to be doing that. Yeah. Because I don't think I do.
Do you go to the gyno?
I do. Oh, you know what? She did do it for me last time.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't think that they do it every time that I've been, but come.
All right.
Did you learn anything else from your gyno?
She's so quick and dirty. So no. I didn't ask.
What does that mean?
Like she's just like in and out. Like
okay.
She gets it done. It's pretty painless. It's good. But I did have a funny encounter because I really like my gyno. I'm going to preface this story with I really like my gyno.
I really like mine too.
And I've been with her since I was 18 for a reason. But she has known me since I was 18. So she like hears about all my relationships every year and whatever. And like I have historically dated mostly men or only men until like a year ago. And she asked me like, are you on birth control? And I was like, no. And she's like, what are you doing for birth control? And I'm like, nothing. I could have answered that differently, but I was like, I'm not taking any birth control. And she's like, are you trying to get pregnant? And I was like, or she's like, are you trying to get pregnant or like, how else are you preventing pregnancy? And I was like, I'm not trying to get pregnant. I have a female partner. And her immediate reaction was like, oh, well, that explains that. Like, she got like kind of awkward and silly and then like rambled a little bit and was like, yeah, I have a lot of like female partners, not like that, but like there must be something to that. Like women are less drama and like was trying to be like,
she was probably just so surprised.
Like, yeah, it was so funny.
Oh my God, that people react like that all the time.
Yeah, hers was like cute and like she was genuinely just like surprised and whatever. But
yeah,
like, I know people also get like terrible experiences with that. So mine was funny.
Yeah, can you imagine if she was like, oh, that's new?
Yeah. I would be like, I have to go.
She was like, oh, like she probably in that moment, what I'm assuming in her head, she probably just realized her like own internal biases and like was like, oh, wait, no, like I am like totally fine with like people being gay. Yeah. I don't want it to come off like I'm not a supporter of like gay rights. Hell yeah, girl. And then just try to give you examples. Yeah. It's kind of the same thing when someone, I had a patient that had cancer and she was like, yeah, my cancer, it's like stage 4, like it's not going to get better. And when I tell people, their like immediate reaction is weirdly to be like, oh, I know someone that has cancer. Like, so it's like, that's like people's way of like relating to you, I guess. Yeah. To just be like, oh, like I have like friends that are gay and you know what I mean?
Totally. Also as providers, we experience this in pelvic floor too. Like part of our training is to try to be gender neutral as possible. So we try to stay away with patients of like any gendered terms. And like our leading questions are like, what anatomy is available to you? Like trying to just, it's an easy thing to fall into biases that you've been exposed to your whole life, right? Yeah. To where it's like you see someone that is female presenting, you assume they have a vagina, right? But like we don't really know with anyone, but like she probably just assumes like you look straight, you have a boyfriend.
Well, when you ask people if they're sexually active, how do you ask? Like, do you say like, are you sexually active? Yes. And then what do you say?
I say, do you have penetrative sex? And if they say yes, I say, what body parts are involved, or like, how are you I don't know. Like,
how are you penetrating?
Are you penetrating with a finger, with a penis, with a dildo? Like,
okay.
I kind of just like do that and see what's going on.
I say, are you sexually active?
If I'm talking to someone with a vagina.
Yeah. I say, if I'm talking to a person, like a patient that has a vagina, and they come in and I say, are you sexually active? And they say yes. I say, are you having penetrative penis and vagina sex? That's what I say.
That's fine.
And usually they're like, yeah, or they're like, no. Mm-hmm. And sometimes they're like, and anal. And I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
So
as long as you're leading it with like, and you know that that's an option, and you know that there are other options, the patient is usually comfortable enough to explain whatever. Like if she had said, if she wanted like feedback on the situation, if she had said like, do you have a partner right now? Like what anatomy do they have? Or like, something like that, then I would have just been like, I have a female partner, so don't need birth control. Like it would have just come out a little more naturally, rather than having to like explain it in post.
Exactly.
You know? But like it didn't bother me. It was
no.
You know, you can tell when people like are doing it for like a genuine like bloop moment, or it's like a malicious thing.
Yeah, you can definitely tell. And I just think like the more gender neutral you are in your evaluation of a patient, no matter like, you should just never assume. Never assume. Even if it's like the most straight presenting person you've ever seen, you just should not assume.
Yeah. And what I really like about like Herman and Wallace is I think they update their like gender neutrality course that they teach every, I don't know, however, like twice a year they teach it. And they update it with like new terminology and like the best ways to represent patients, because it's not just like, are you transgenders? Are you trans femme? Are you trans mask? There's like a bunch of different terms you can use, and then like different ways to revamp the intake form, which I have on my list to do. But like all of that's changing, and they just like stay up to date with it. So I like their course for that, for any clinicians that are like looking to learn that lingo a little bit more too.
Yeah. I like that.
Going to the gyno, you know how it goes.
Yeah, I think that was an interesting thing you brought up though, because like people probably have so many encounters like that.
Yeah,
especially like obviously queer people. But even if you're a provider that's seen someone for a long time, still don't assume that they're fucking the same person. You know what I mean?
All right,
I want a dog again.
No. You can't even walk right now. What do you mean?
I know, dude.
You can't get a dog. Go on a vacation for real. Don't get a dog.
Yeah.
So I have a vision for today's episode, because we're going to New York soon, and I was thinking about like travel.
Sorry.
It's fine. I was thinking about how we talk about like travel a lot, because we get excited when we go to New York or like go do something.
Yeah.
And our patients also get excited about travel, but a lot of them get nervous about travel because they have bowel and bladder symptoms. And I remember we were talking to Callie, the dietitian, and we were talking about like seating on airplanes and having anxiety around using the bathroom and things like that. And that was something I resonated with too, because I don't actually have an overactive bladder or any urgency really. Like I can hold it. But when I am on an airplane, that all goes out the window, and I have this anxiety about like, there's going to be too many people using the bathroom and I'm not going to be able to go. And then like, I'm going to wait till we're landing, and that should be 30 minutes, but maybe we're stuck on the runway for an hour. And like, what if I have to go? And I have this like panicky thought about it. So then I end up going to the bathroom more on airplanes than I would otherwise, which made me start always sitting in the aisle seat. Like I no longer do windows unless it's like a sub 3-hour flight and I know I can hold it. But even then I'll like avoid drinking liquid if I'm in the window, because I'm like, I don't want to disturb my neighbors. Like I don't want to make them have to get up, whatever. So I just always end up sitting in the aisle now. And that like made me think we should talk about travel stuff with like bowel and bladder things, and any tips that we have for people that experience that.
Even someone, I don't have any bathroom anxiety ever. Other than when I fart when I pee and someone's that I like or love is listening, I'm like, sorry, this is what my body does. It's literally the only time. But yeah, even when it comes to traveling and like plane travel, I'm like, oh, should I go now or should I go after, or should I do this or should I wait? Like I also have like a little bit of like timing issues when it comes to like going to the bathroom and being on a plane.
And I do think it's natural for like people with a vagina to just have some degree of that, because it's also like more of an ordeal for us to have to go to the bathroom. We can't just like go stand at a urinal, get it over with. Like our lines are longer. We have to figure out how we're going to squat or sit or whatever. We don't recommend squatting, but some people do squat, and like just planning it out. So I feel like there's a natural amount of anxiety that comes with that.
Oh yeah.
But
when you're at a concert and you're trying to time
Lollapalooza yesterday, like timing out the bathroom, it's like, do I drink water or do I not? Because
did
I'm
you go
gonna
to
have
our
to pee.
secret bathroom?
I did.
I went to our secret bathroom too.
There's another one.
Really?
Any of the cocktail areas have the secret bathroom. Don't tell them.
Don't tell them. Can you imagine if that got overtaken?
Yeah, just the lines are long. But you have to be 21 plus to go there, so it's also like kind of a safe space for Lala.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, so it is just like nicer.
Yeah, and like
No
more
kids.
nicer people.
Yeah.
Austin and I got really close for Luke Combs because that was the only person we really cared to see that day other than Cage the Elephant. But I like told him, I'm like, we're going to the bathroom, middle of Cage the Elephant set. And then we're just going to commit and we're going to go in and we're going to get close to Luke Combs. We're just going to do it. And he was like, okay, heard. And then it was just like the art of like trying to time that bathroom trip. Mm-hmm. And then like getting as close as we could. And right before Luke Combs comes on, it's like 20 minutes that Austin's like, I got to go to the bathroom. I was like, we're not leaving the spot. So you got to get it. You got to lock in, figure it out.
Yeah.
Because we're already so close. If we work to get all the way out, we're going to be all the way in the back.
Yeah.
By the time we get out. So
I feel like half the conversations with a group of people at Lollapalooza are when and where we're going to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And it's just timing that out and waiting in those lines. And that and food, because the food lines are also crazy. So you have to go like during a set. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it is. So that's another example, like travel and then like big events where you have to just plan ahead for bathroom stuff. So yeah. There's no harm in like having a game plan, right? I think it like helps also ease the anxiety of all of it. So for travel, what things are we dealing with when we're traveling, right? So we have like anxiety about going to the bathroom, which makes you feel like you have more of an overactive bladder. Some people have diarrhea. A lot of people have constipation. They struggle to like pass a bowel movement in a place that they're not comfortable in.
Bladder too sometimes.
Bladder too, yeah. I would say more commonly I see bowel.
Yeah.
And then also because of like dietary changes when traveling, you're not cooking, you're not in your routine. Like you might not be getting the same micronutrients that help with digestion. So I've learned this more from like talking to dietitians because I don't really give dietary advice to people, but your fiber levels and fiber sources are going to change while you're traveling. And that can either impact your bowel movements or not. Like maybe you don't experience any issues. There's some trips where I experience nothing. And some where I'm like, I've been eating out for a week straight and my body's feeling it. And like, I don't feel as good. I don't feel as regulated. So those are kinds of the things we're dealing with. And then dehydration, because I'm guilty of this too. If I'm like in a European city walking around all day and I know like there's not a lot of bathrooms available or you have to pay for them, I'm like, I don't want to have to go to the bathroom. I don't want to have to like find a place, get €1 in coins and like put in money to go to the bathroom. So like, I'm just not going to drink water and then I won't have to go. Bad idea.
Yeah.
So
it literally ruins people's vacations.
Totally.
Because they're worried about next bathroom the entire time.
And it's stuff that like a lot of people don't think about. But if you have this anxiety or these symptoms or any pelvic floor dysfunction, it's like top of mind for you. It's one of those things where like you take health for granted unless it's an issue, right? It's the same with like bowel and bladder stuff.
100%.
All right. So where should we start with Rex?
Okay. So let's talk about like more bladdery type plain stuff first.
Yeah.
We already talked about the fact that you need to stay hydrated. So if you're that person that's like, okay, I'm about to go sit on a plane and I don't want to pee on the plane, or I don't want to like keep getting up the whole time, so I'm just not going to drink water. Don't do that. You need to be drinking water because, and we've said this before, but we can repeat it. When you don't drink water, you're creating a more acidic environment in your bladder. And your bladder, I think of it as like this little like Sahara desert. And it's like, that? Like, I just need water. And it's like all this acidity and it's like burning the inside of your bladder. And it's like, get this out of me. So it's going to start wanting to contract more or sending you the urge more to like get that shit out. Versus when you are like drinking, sipping water throughout the day and having like that like constant neutral pH of liquid entering your bladder, it creates a nice happy environment. We're like in San Diego, California in your bladder, and it's just like, oh, I could just chill here for a while and fill up. Like I have no problems.
That was a great analogy.
Thanks.
I like the Sahara Desert one. That's new.
Literally.
That's good.
And versus if you're like chugging water, right? We're like in freaking Costa Rican rainforest and we're going to still have to be like going all day.
Mm-hmm. That all of that was like perfect information, and sipping is always better than chugging, just for like the body's natural ability to process water in the system. Also, my travel hack is travel with some electrolytes, or even just like a little thing of mineral salt. If you just add some salt to your water, it helps your body absorb it better. So a lot of people will like hydrate a lot but not get their electrolytes when they're traveling too. So then that also it just flushes through you a little bit faster and you don't absorb as much of it. So salt will not dehydrate you. That's a myth. It'll actually help the water absorb a little bit better.
The more you know.
The more you know.
So let's say we get on the plane, we're hydrated at an adequate amount, okay? Mm-hmm. But we still have that bathroom anxiety and we're like, what if I need to get up?
I have to do an aisle seat. This is just like, it gives me peace of mind knowing that like if I have to get up, I'm not bothering my neighbors, because I think the people pleaser in me, regardless of how much I work on it, is going to be stressed about making people stand up to like get out of the seat. So it's not even like I've dealt with like the claustrophobia of it all. Like it's more just like inconveniencing people, which makes me want to hold it. And then I'm miserable and I'm like stressed about how soon I can get off the plane and get to the airport bathroom. So I like an aisle seat. I don't need to be like any closer to the bathroom than anyone else. Just that gives me peace of mind.
Dare I say, I think the aisle seat is better than the window seat always.
I think so too.
Like even if I don't have bathroom issues.
As PTs, we recommend the aisle because you can actually get up and like do some heel raises, like get some circulation flowing. You don't want to risk having a blood clot for sitting for too long. If it's like a flight that's over 2 hours, you should be getting up every once in a while to at least stretch your legs or move a little bit anyway.
Yeah.
Assuming it's safe turbulence wise, we know that's getting worse too.
Yeah.
If you can get bulkhead, like somewhere, like if you can get on that like upgrade or last minute upgrade where they like do it for free, then you can sit in the window and still get out to go to the bathroom, and you don't have to like make anyone stand up, so it's not as stressful.
Yeah.
Little hack.
And I was going to say too, like let's say turbulence is going and you can't stand up, and this is just happens to be the time where your bladder is like, you got to go to the bathroom right now. Mm-hmm. You can do your urge defer techniques, which is what I like to say. And everyone's like, what the fuck does that mean? And I'm like, that means there's techniques you can use to help like delay the urgency of your bladder, delay your bladder urgency. And the way you do that, these are my steps. 1, stop what you're doing. 2, scroll through Instagram or something for a second, like just to distract yourself and get your mind off your bladder. 3, if the distraction doesn't work, you're going to do 5 diaphragmatic breaths. And then you're going to do step 4, 10 quick flick Kegels. So 5 breaths, relaxing your pelvic floor, 10 quick Kegels. And that's what's going to help you delay your bladder. Mm-hmm. If it's not gone by then I repeat 5 breaths, 10 Kegels, 5 breaths, 10 Kegels.
Urge defer techniques are so useful on airplanes. There's been multiple flights where like I wasn't able to go to the bathroom because the seatbelt sign was on the whole time. And like, I don't mess with that too much unless it's like a real emergency and I have to get there immediately. But that's a really good point. You need those techniques too. Also, my other tip is make sure you know when you're landing, like look at your little flight path or whatever. A full hour before landing, go to the bathroom, even if you like feel like you have to go, right? Like if you know you're going to have to go in the next hour, go to the bathroom, because once the pilot comes on and is like, we're going to be turning on the seatbelt sign in 10 minutes. Now's your chance to use the bathroom. That can also like trigger that anxiety of like, now everyone's getting up to go to the bathroom and I have to wait in this line and I can't get in time. So it's not like a just in case. It's like if you actually have to go, just go a little bit sooner than like waiting for that, because it'll help with the anxiety of that situation too.
Yeah. And then why does the urge defer work? We've talked about it before, but the breathing helps to downregulate your nervous system, relaxes your pelvic floor so that you're not in that like fight or flight, like I gotta go right now. You're trying to like trick your bladder out of that. And then the quick flicks is like, I think of it as like a light switch, like don't open or don't empty bladder, don't empty. Mm-hmm. It's like your little signal to your bladder.
Yeah.
Because we can't talk to him.
Mm-hmm. And those are...
Or her. Or them.
Or them. Those are best done seated, but you can also, like, if you're waiting in line and it's long, you can do these urge defer techniques while you're standing too.
Yeah, don't be like jittering in your seat because that's just going to raise your nervous system more.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, bladder tips, done. Let's talk about poop tips when you're traveling.
I have less for like the actual airplane than like general bowel stuff.
General bowel stuff.
Yeah.
With traveling.
General bowel stuff. Guys, Squatty Potty makes a travel guide, which I think I'm going to purchase.
I thought you said a travel guide. And I was like, what does that mean?
They have a travel guide.
This is where you can find your closest Squatty Potty.
That would be nice.
I know, right?
So when you're traveling, not everyone has a travel Squatty Potty. I don't yet, but I probably will get one. I usually just use like whatever trash cans available in the hotel room or like any public bathroom that I need to poop in to make a Squatty Potty. But you can really use anything that elevates your feet a little bit. We know that the optimal angle for avoiding a bowel movement is 30 to 35 degrees, like somewhere right in there. So that's where the Squatty Potty puts you at, and that's why they invented it. And it just helps. It will make a huge difference if you've never used one before. It like seriously changed my life. You combine it with some diaphragmatic breaths. It helps inhale the poop out. Mm-hmm. So instead of pushing and straining, inhaling and just like taking a big diaphragmatic breath actually helps with avoiding bowel movement. So if you can mimic that, if you're already doing that at home and it works for you, find a way to mimic it while you're traveling. That's my number one tip. So if you're used to pooping with a Squatty Potty and you don't have one in your hotel and you're like, I wonder why it's hard to go to the bathroom, try to make one first and see if that helps. And then what are some other like bowel regulating things?
Yeah, you can use a trash can in your room or turn and use the bathtub next to you.
Oh, yeah.
You can use those two things too if they're nearby.
Yeah, counterintuitive to sit on the seat sideways, but it's fine.
Yeah, you can. You still fit. There's still a hole to poop in. All right. I don't make the rules. Okay. The other thing, if you're like a constipation girly when you're traveling and you're taking one of those relaxing vacations where you lay down on the beach all day and you're not moving and you're reading and you're drinking margaritas and pina coladas and then eating a bunch of really good, delicious food and you're not getting your steps in or walking or moving or like taking a nice little complimentary yoga class or something, that's going to impact your bowels because we know that exercise helps to get your bowels moving. So make sure you're doing some kind of movement.
Yeah.
So if it's just like general, like go sightseeing, go on a long walk, like get those steps in easy, go on a jog in the morning before you get your day started. Or like I just said, take like a little like yoga class on the beach, something like that. Now I have like a little like 3 exercise, like go to, well, more than 3, but this is like 3 to make it easy for you. If you're in the hotel room and you're not able to poop and you feel like you're going to go crazy, let's try like 3 sets of 10. I want you to start laying on your back on your hotel bed or on the floor. And you're going to do alternating single knee to chest on your back, bringing 1 knee to chest, and you're inhaling and exhaling with this. So it's like as you exhale, bring knee to chest, inhale down, exhale, knee to chest, alternating for around 10 reps. And then you're going to flip on over and you're going to do cat-cows for about 10 reps. And then you're going to do rotational cat-cows where you do like thoracic rib cage circles to the right and then to the left for 10. And then you're going to reset. You're going to go back to your back. You're going to do alternating single knee to chest, flip back to cat-cows, and then little rotation circles just to get things moving a little bit.
Maybe we'll have you film these so people can see them.
Sometimes I'll do both knees to chest too on my back, and I'll take both knees in circles. Like I'm drawing circles on the ceiling. That is also like a good one if you don't want to go to hands and knees or anything.
Yeah.
Those help.
Yeah.
Thread the needles help. Like a nice like any like abdominal rotation thing where you're like kind of like moving and crunching the abdomen, but doing all of this with the breath is the most important thing.
I think the big travel categories for preventing constipation are movement, hydration, nutrition, which fiber falls under, and positioning. So like kind of everything we've talked about. But sometimes you get constipated anyway. So like this routine, if you even just like do this, if you feel some constipation too, it's not too late to like try these kinds of exercises. And you can also add in some like self-massage techniques. Particularly, we like the I Love You massage, which like goes up it follows the large intestine. So the ascending colon, transverse, and descending colon. And that's like where the bowel usually gets stuck is that descending colon. The bowel usually gets stuck is the descending colon. So then that like downward light touch massage can help move things along with some diaphragmatic breathing as well.
I'll attach a little ILU massage pamphlet in this episode for you guys.
Cool.
That you can look at.
ILU.
The Pelvic Freak Guide to ILU massage.
Yeah. We
love that.
Massage and exercises.
Maybe we should create a little doc for the freaks of the exercises I just named and the little ILU massage.
We could do like the bowel and bladder travel guide. Mm-hmm. That's great.
Let's do it.
I love that.
Let's send it to them. Mm-hmm. We'll put it maybe in our little like link tree too.
Cool.
You guys will see. We'll announce it.
You'll see.
Make sure you're following us on Instagram if you aren't already.
Yeah.
Well, what were your nutrition tips from your nutritionist that you were talking to me about earlier?
So my nutritionist has worked with me on fiber specifically because like it's one of those things I sometimes am good about, sometimes I forget about it. So she sent me like a little fiber cheat sheet of like the best sources of it. I fortunately and unfortunately, I don't get constipated when I travel as much as I will get diarrhea. I lean anxious bowel and bladder movements. So I pee more and I have diarrhea more than I will get bowel or constipation. Probably because I also like drink more when I travel and like that just runs right through me. My body doesn't love that, but eating out will usually have that effect on me rather than constipation, which fiber also helps with stool bulking. So it really works for everything to help with that. So she just gave me tips on like how to order at a restaurant to add fiber in rather than like trying to make all your meals fiber instead of whatever you're going to eat. So if you're at like a steakhouse and you want like steak and mashed potatoes, see if they have like a dark leafy green that you can get with that. Or see if you're at an Italian restaurant, get like the artichoke thing because that's like high in fiber. So there's certain dishes you can look for like while you're eating out just to add in fiber rather than trying to like remove something else. So that was her biggest tip and I found that really helpful. And then some people travel with like psyllium husk supplements, which are high in fiber. So you could also like travel with your fiber supplements and just get them in with like your morning juice or whatever you're doing.
That's a good point.
So I've done that before and I feel like when I am planning ahead and I think of that in advance, it's been really helpful and it just helps regulate everything. It's not just for constipation.
I feel like people need to hear that. Add in instead of take away.
Yes.
Because we are so prone to like just removing.
Yeah, take it away. Do this instead of pasta. It's like, no, I want to eat pasta. If I'm like at a nice Italian restaurant, I want to try it. That's probably the best advice I've gotten from nutritionists in general is like, what can we add rather than like restrict?
Yeah.
Because restricting doesn't work for most people.
No, not me.
Not me.
No.
Definitely not me.
I want a Guinness and a cheese curd.
Yes. Like right now, actually.
Yeah.
I want it now.
You know what I had for dinner last night?
What?
Purely buffalo chicken dip and that's it.
I had Cheesies at Lollapalooza.
Cheesies is so good. They have that at Lala?
I
didn't know that.
They put a booth up this year.
That's smart of them.
Yeah.
Do they have the mac and cheese sandwich?
Yeah, I got it.
Nice.
It's perfect. Okay. Important to note, because we talked about hydration for like the airplane stuff. Hydration is as important for bowel movements as it is for bladder too. So like it will help regulate everything. It's kind of like fiber. You want your hydration and you want your fiber for both of these things while traveling. And those are my two big like takeaways that I've gotten from pelvic floor and from nutritionists. And then we have movement and positioning, really.
Yeah.
That's our travel tip. I like the idea of making a little travel cheat sheet for people.
Yeah, because a lot of you guys are traveling in these like July, August months, maybe like up to Labor Day. Mm-hmm. So
another hydration tip, because I just talked about drinking more while traveling. If you also experience that and you like have to go more or like have bladder urgency with alcohol specifically, make sure you're alternating your alcohol with water. It's not just for like your intoxication levels. It helps hydrate your bladder in between drinks too. And it's more liquid, so it seems counterintuitive, but it'll actually help with the urge that you get when drinking alcohol because it reduces that acidity in the bladder.
Okay.
So yeah, alternate.
I didn't just listen to the last thing you said.
I could tell because I'm like, you know that.
I was like thinking about what I do want for food. I was like, what should I say after we get off here where I want to go?
That's fine. Do you have some favorite electrolyte brands for people?
The one that we have, the LMNTs.
LMNT is my favorite too.
Yeah.
It's just like clean, like it's not sugary or anything. So it does taste salty, but I actually like that.
Yeah, I like it. It's literally like watermelon salt. I actually like that. I also like, I haven't had this in a long time, but before LMNTs, I did the Noon tablets, NUUN.
Those are nice and easy to travel with too because they just come in the tube.
Yeah.
That's like a good travel size.
I like those. I'm not a liquid IV girl. I don't think they taste good.
I don't mind the sugar-free ones as much. They were very sweet. Like I liked them initially. You know what? I like them for a hangover because I do like the sugar when I have a hangover. But like for like a daily thing, they're a little too sweet for me.
Yeah.
But they make some like less sweet ones now that I do enjoy.
Okay, maybe I need to try it. Maybe I need to stop being such a fucking hater.
You fucking loser. There's plenty of options for you guys. So we hope you found this helpful. If this raises any follow-up questions, because we might not be hitting everything, you might like think of a specific scenario that we didn't talk about. Please let us know because then we can address it on our next episode and make sure we get that into.
Cool.
All right, guys. Make sure you're following us on social media at Pelvic POV.
And make sure you check out our merch. Make sure you buy a Pelvic Freak tank. That's our favorite merch item right now. Yeah. Maybe we'll mix up our merch a little bit soon too.
Ooh, probably. All right. Bye, Pelvic Freaks.
Bye, Pelvic Freaks.